Good morning. I'm here to discuss about PHP. There's introduction to PHP. PHP is a recursive acronym for Hypertext Preprocessor. First of all, what is PHP? As we know, PHP Hypertext Preprocessor is a widely used one, and PHP is an open source scripting language. It's free to everyone, and PHP scripts are executed on the server. So we can say it is server-side scripting language. And PHP is free to download, and anyone can download and use. It's a freeware. It's an integrated with a number of popular databases, including MySQL, PostgreSQL, Oracle, Sybase, Informix, and Microsoft SQL Server. It is actually useful in creating a dynamic content. It is based on Perl, Java, and C. Mostly the PHP syntax will be based on Perl, Java, and C. What is a PHP file? PHP file contains text, any kind of text, then HTML code, then CSS, then JavaScript, and PHP code. So this all combinedly called as PHP file. It contains all those things. And this PHP code are executed on the server, as we know, and the result is returned to the browser as a plain HTML. So we have to execute on the server, it will be executed, and the result will be back into the browser as a plain HTML page. And PHP files have extension .php. So whenever we are coding the PHP, the file has to be saved as file name .php. So .php is the extension. Common uses of PHP. So it can generate dynamic page content, that is web page contents, and PHP can create, open, read, write, delete, and close files on the server. It can collect form data. We can use forms to collect the data through PHP, and we can send and receive cookies. We can add, delete, modify the database contents, and it can be also be used to control the user access, and it can encrypt data even. Why this PHP? Why we are going especially for PHP? Actually, this PHP runs on various platforms like Windows, Linux, Unix, Mac OS X, etc. There are various platforms, operating systems platforms where PHP can run. And it is compatible with almost all the servers like Apache, IIS, and it supports a wide range of databases, and it is free. You can download it from the official PHP resources. The link is given here, www.php.net, and PHP is easy to learn and run sufficiently on the server side. So what do I need actually? So to start with the PHP, what do I need to do a PHP code? First, find a web host with PHP and MySQL support with the internet. Or we can go with the second option, like we can install a web server on your own PC and then install PHP and MySQL in a local machine, in a local computer. So we can go in those two ways. Then PHP on the internet. So first we can find the proper web host, as we saw in the previous slide. Mostly all the hosting service providers will support the PHP, would support the PHP. So to check, we have to upload and run the PHP file in this format. If PHP is installed, then we can see the PHP version and date displayed in the following manner. So PHP 5.2.0, then CLI, then built November 2, 2016, then 11:57:36. The date, time, everything will be displayed with a copyright message. Copyright 1997 to 2006. This is what. Setting up the PHP on own PC. So method 1, install a web server, then install PHP, then install a database. such as MySQL, then install the instructions for PHP from the site. There is a manual. So comes to the method 2 of how to set up the PHP on the own PC, where we can install XAMPP. Installing XAMPP is very easy. XAMPP is the most popular PHP environment which is completely free to use and easy to install. So we can download and install the XAMPP. This XAMPP contains MariaDB, PHP and Perl. And XAMPP open source package has been set up to be incredibly easy to install and to be used easily. The acronym XAMPP stands for X for any operating system, A for Apache server, that is web server, and M stands for MySQL database or Maria database, P stands for PHP language, and another P stands for Perl. Then next comes to the method 3. How to set up PHP on PC. Installing WAMP. So WAMP server is a Windows web development environment which allows to create web applications with Apache 2, PHP and a MySQL database. Alongside, PHP MyAdmin allows you to manage easily the databases, and the acronym WAMP stands for W stands for Windows Operating System, Apache Web Server, M stands for MySQL database, and P stands for PHP language. Then creating your developing environment. Considerably, everything required for the PHP script execution is installed. So as we seen in the previous methods, there are 3 methods to how to set up the PHP in PC. After doing those steps, we can create the PHP file. So we can go with any kind of text editor to write the PHP script and to save the file with the extension of .php. This is the main thing. So whenever we are writing the PHP script, we have to save the file name as file name with .php as the extension. There are some suggested editors like VI, Emacs, Pico, Macintosh, BB Edit or Simple Text, Windows Notepad, WordPad, Sublime Text. Among those editors, Sublime Text was recommended one, and these text editors need to be able to save files in a plain text format without any special formatting. Then you can use IDE to create the PHP file, where we have Comoda, Maguma, PHP Edit, Zen Studio, and most of them will cost money. So the cost will be high, and although they have some good features for PHP development. Then creating the first PHP page. We can create the PHP page by writing the PHP script, and the script can be placed anywhere in the document as mentioned below, as the script starts with angle bracket, question mark, PHP and ends with question mark and angle bracket closed. So this is the PHP script. It will look like this, and the PHP statements end with a semicolon. Look at this example where the PHP script mentioned in the previous slide was given here with the script inside is PHP info. Running the first PHP page. So first we have to make sure that the web server is running or not. So after the web server starts running, we can easily deploy our PHP codes into the htdocs folder. So whatever the PHP codes or PHP projects we have done, we have to put into the htdocs folder if we are using XAMPP. Then we can access the PHP file in the browser using below syntax: localhost / project folder name / filename.php. We can easily access the PHP file using browser, that is web browser. Then mixing HTML with PHP. One of the charms of PHP is that we can intersperse our PHP code with HTML. HTML will be displayed by the browser, as we know very well, and PHP will be run on your server, and if that PHP generates some HTML, then that will also displayed in the web browser itself. So whatever the code given with PHP inside the HTML tags, everything will be displayed in the web browser only like HTML. So this is the example. So the left hand side code was given is only HTML code, and the right hand side the code HTML with PHP. So here we have used the HTML code like HTML tag, head tag, then body tag. If you look at the right hand side code, where we have used the PHP script inside the body. So inside the body of your HTML code, the PHP script comes. So this is the difference between normal HTML code and HTML with PHP.